Taking you live to Canberra, where the Shadow Treasurer Angus Taylor is speaking on the release of those GDP figures. Let's listen in.
Record levels of population growth. Take that away and the economy would be well and truly in recession. This is having a huge impact on Australian families, Australian businesses. It is clear from the data today, Australian families are having to work more hours to keep their head above water. It is clear from the data today, Australian families are having to dig deeper into their savings. We see savings rates now that we haven't seen for many, many years, dropping calamitously as Australians try to make ends meet with enormous cost of living pressures coming at them as the price of everything goes up. And I've talked about that, of course, yesterday and many times over. We're seeing this across the board. Australians who in normal circumstances, with a mortgage and with a job, would be able to make ends meet, not being able to make ends meet. Many I've seen in food banks in recent weeks. These are very tough times for Australians, and the national account figures tell us what is going on. Now, meanwhile, we have a government that is distracted, that has the wrong priorities. It's focused on knocking competitors out of critical markets, driving up the price of airline fares. This is exactly the opposite of what we need right now. A government obsessed with its Canberra Voice at a time when Australians are simply trying to make ends meet every single day, having to work extra hours, having to dig into their savings. This is a very tough time for Australian families. And of course, at a time when they are struggling so much, we see the Labor Party paying their paymasters, industrial relations legislation, which is going to take us further backwards. Now, let's be clear about this. We see Labor productivity in freefall again this quarter, a dreadful figure on Labor productivity. It is going backwards, and that means Australians' incomes are going backwards, and that is a terrible thing to see right now. You simply can't get ahead if you're not seeing improvement in those numbers. We've seen a sharp reduction in Labor productivity now for a series of quarters. And I have to say, these are the worst numbers we can see in the data. And this is unprecedented, an absolutely unprecedented situation. Of course, it is right at the heart of why we're seeing such a terrible economic malaise right now.